Hello there, fellow humans. It's Tuesday. Yo. And immediately I'm getting a draw ad. Ain't that beautiful? So, how's it going? And another. How many can we get? Can we get another one? No, we'll just get that one. Oh, there's an event. Maybe another offer? Oh, another event failure. And, that's it. Sad. Could have been more. Could have been just a bit more there. Anything in here? Hello, Diego. How you doing? Anything in here? Nope, nothing good. I mean, this is... 10k. Yeah, well, I don't regret not doing shop reviews anymore because there's nothing worth talking about. So, let's do some birthday tank as always. I like the new World Tanks Blitz. The Blitz is still the same. It always has been the same. So I saw that the Kuro was allegedly in the shop for 10,000 or 20,000 rather. Which I find funny because why the heck would you spend 20k on a Kuro? But yeah, those are all sold out. Damn. It's only one more day of auction. So, let's see if Wargaming made enough money. Could rate my stats and tanks once more. Well, I don't know. I don't think you'll gain much from it. But, maybe. Yeah, how's it going? Alright. I haven't even made a video for this week. Damn. So, I'm playing on EU. Good. Okay, let's see. Let me check those 53. Well, yeah, that's already good. You know. Like, don't obsess with the stats too much. You know? Alright. Any attacks coming? Yeah, but... Here's the thing. I don't know what new tanks are coming, to be honest. I didn't pay attention. But it's like... the majority of things, at least the last 2 years almost, the majority of the tanks were not even noteworthy of talking about, right? Like, you just... yeah, you have a new tank, but oh, it's a worse copy of something that already exists. So... yeah, obviously they're always going to release them in crates, and it just eventually gets sick and tiresome, and, you know, I'm not the kind of guy to make 5 videos a day and scam children, so... touch children, for that matter. So... I don't do any of those, so, here we are. Where do we go? He's peeking just enough to get a shot, which is nice. Very nice of him to do. There's only 4 of them left alive. Nope, there we go. I'll send it. There we go. And fire. Beautiful. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? But yeah, I mean, this auction just also feels like a... you know, hey, we completely fucked up Reforged. Give us money. You know? Because they've never done something like this before, with like a massive auction like this. Normally you have like the Christmas auction and like the summer auction, and now they're doing like a whole month-long thing here where they sell like 100 tanks or something like that, or probably more than that. So it does feel a bit Disingenuous. You need it. You might have heard laughter in the background. There isn't anyone in the background. So. Anyway, you know how it goes. Probably. Tank request time! Where's my list? There we go. For fuck's sake. Alright. I picked up the Dracula for 10k. Hello there, Triangle Man. How you doing? I'm assuming you mean the tier 10 Vickers. Then. But yeah. Yes, bears. That's what you get for that. Your arms may be large, but your heart is cold and empty. See if I can read my stats, but yeah, like, I mean, if it's like you said, then it's 53%. Then I have nothing to rate because you're doing better than average, and that's all you can expect, right? Like, here's the thing. This is how society should work as well, right? Like, if you're at the bottom, if you suck, then you should get help to get better. If you refuse to get help and you stay sucky, then you suck. But if you're doing more than you're supposed to, you're doing just fine. Right? And it doesn't matter whether you have like 53% win rate or 63% win rate. It matters whether you want that or not. Right? As long as you carry your own ass, right? As long as you have that 49-50% win rate, everything above that is a bonus that you can decide if you want to go there. Right? If you're willing to put in the time, effort, and probably also money to go there. Right? Alright. Semi-compared arms. Yeah.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Oh, there we go. Same here, we go way better. Yes! Gotta love that progress though. Yeah. But you could also like progress your tank requests away from literal trash. Huh? One more can be requested, by the way. It can be added. I got 2 guys left. 55.5 and 160. Well, you'll get there with enough effort. Yeah, because here's the thing. This is why I don't really... Oh, there we go. I mean, I've been saying this... I've been saying that since 2022, basically, that I'm out of stuff to say. Right? Because I pretty quickly realized that the thing that matters in Blitz is more like understanding the system rather than every specific nook and cranny that is available, right? Because here's the thing. I have no idea how thick the E5's front plate is, or the upper plate, right? Or how thick these 57 heavy plates. I have no idea. I don't know. But does that matter? No, because what you actually have to know is the ranges they're in, right? I don't have to know what the thickness is, or even what what the actual numbers are. You have to know what range it's in compared to other vehicles. Is it better? Is it worse? Is damage higher? Is it lower? Can you get penned? Can you not get penned? Those are the kind of things, you know. And once you have those, you don't need to remember the DPM of 5,000 vehicles. Well, in this case, 620. So nobody's going to remember that, right? So, for example, with this thing, shit pen, high alpha damage, shit everything else. That's the STG. And then you look at a map, like mine's, and you look at, okay, what can I do? HE on the Scorpion, the SP1C, the Tiger, and the V. Well, I can't pen the Tiger. I can HE the Scorpion and the SP1C. The Panther is probably going to try and push, maybe. The SP1C is going to go up, so I'm going to preempt this right here. So I'm going to watch out. Now, Scorpion G, we got the Scorpion G at the back, probably camping, which means I have third armor, but the problem is the gun of this thing is at the back and I have terrible gun depression, which means I have to be very careful here. I can't even pen the cupola on top. That's another thing. You don't need to know what you can pen, you just need to know how to aim. Right? So gonna move quickly there. Now I got a guy behind. Gonna use the rock as cover here. Somehow got lucky bounce on that. I'm gonna stay here, obviously because I got turret at the rear. I gotta peek like this. And then I can take a shot. Never mind. Remember, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So now I'm going to sit here. I'm going to reload. I'm going to pull the adrenaline. The VK is peeking. So I'm going to hope the other Panther's going to go wide and load the HE. Doesn't work. Switch back to AP. Take the shot. Boom. It's all about being fast in making decisions. And making good decisions. That's it. Now I know the VK's back there. Yeah, that's never going to work. But obviously it's a lot easier on PC than it is on mobile to just switch like that. But yeah, now I got a guy behind me. That's a SP1C. No, it's Defender. He's empty now, so I gotta go here. Defender should empty himself into the VK. Gotta go around the VK. Does Defender have another shot? No, he doesn't. Which means the VK is not gonna die anytime soon. I gotta avoid him. If he reverses, he's gonna exactly drive into the DTH, so I'm gonna go around him. I'm gonna have to turn this tank around. And dead. Boring! Alright, Andrew. Have a good one. See ya. Hi, B-Champ. Play the awesome draw. Nah. And there you go. It's all just intuition, quick reaction, and some level of knowledge. All right. I mean, why do I have 22k gold? Where does that come from? By the way, again, I haven't played this. I haven't paid a single cent for now over 15 months. So that feels great. I got 2 of those. What do you mean I got 2 of what? All right. Boris. It's time. Nope, don't want that. It's kind of weird because I had 20k gold. Then I bought the KPZ-07 because it was in the auction. And now I still have 22k. I don't know where that came from. But yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't play them a single time. T22. Let's add that to the list. The last one. 3 things you said you need. Ah, right. You lack knowledge. I do have no knowledge at all. Well, here's the thing. As long as I'm smarter than the US president, which currently is very easy, I'm fine. You know, that's not really hard. My dad's dog probably also fulfills that requirement, so yeah, it's not really a flex, is it? Hello, Marky. How you doing? Here's the thing, if you go off on your own, like that, commit to it and don't cry, ideally. Because most of the time, if you ask for help, nobody's gonna actually help. This is the first thing to realize about most players and people as well, that most people, at least people that tend to think into a different, well, let's say people that think in a certain political direction, they'll harm other people to help themselves. And a lot of Blitz players think like that. The problem is they're also not very intelligent, not very good, so they'll end up harming others and themselves. So you have to be aware of that, right? And you have to play like a dominatrix, you know? Like, get out the whip and pew! Anyway, Lev is hiding in a corner somewhere. The Tiger should win his game there. Because if he doesn't, then he's and what I would call it else. Hello. Nope. That didn't work. Nice. Okay, the Lev is pushing. The Chims is pushing. Can I win against the Chims? No, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna die. So, well, I got a Sumv here. I don't know, can I pin that with HE? I don't know, but I'll check it. And there we go. Hello, Kanamaru, how you doing? God damn. It's obviously been an excuse for a while now, but I swear teams just keep getting worse. I can't play in a platoon, McClellan, I was getting some. Here's the thing to consider, right? As games, especially, I mean, Blitz is a strategy game mostly, right? As games become more casual, obviously the player quality decreases, right? Because if you have a Blitz player base that at the start of Blitz, right? Because who the hell is going to play a tank game besides people that care about tanks, right? So you got that, but it's going to get worse with Reforged as well. But like, the further you market something towards a general demographic rather than a specific demographic, the worse the match quality is going to become, right? Because a lot of people that start playing the game now, I think everyone that remotely cares about tanks has already tried this game, right? The people that like tanks and haven't played Blitz yet, they haven't been born yet, right? So, there's a guy over there. I'm the fan of, exactly, M6. So, you pretty much have to find casuals, right? You have to find people that don't really care about tanks, but just want to waste their time playing a tank game. And those people are the ones Wargaming is now moving the game towards, obviously, because the I like tanks demographic is not that big. You know. But yeah, that obviously is going to lead, because you have a bigger target audience, a bigger group that you focus yourself on. Those players, they're not going to really care about the tanks, they're just going to care about wasting their time, you know, driving around, shooting, blah, 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 you know? So in that case, your game quality decreases. And, on the other hand, your complexity also increases, because you add more tanks, you add, well, Blitz hasn't added any more maps in a long time, but technically if you were to add new maps, right, you add more tanks with different special abilities, you know, like the spotting mechanics or the whatever. I think the Vickers has it as well, you'll see it in a second. So, all those things, they're going to make the game more complicated, but at the same time, the average player is going to get worse, right, because they're more casual. So just imagine that the average voter is also the average Blitz player. You know. Not very intelligent. I like the color green. There you go. Let's see. I mean, obviously, War Thunder is more hardcore as well, and obviously Blitz is gearing even further towards casuals. So, not a surprise. Politics equals Blitz. A bit, yeah, because you'll have a large amount of hopeless people ruining for everyone, and the developer is not helping. So, yeah. Imagine seeing the Blitz ads made in Blender, the opening the game, see those graphics, at this rate will keep saying shit players. Yeah. Wait, was that an internal ad, or is that already published? Kind of, or I think you know which one I'm talking about, the shrinking thing. But yeah, shit like that. That's bad. But it's true for a lot of mobile games. A lot of mobile games, they make ads of things that aren't even in the fucking game, which is stupid. Oh, place. Okay, well, I don't think I've ever seen a Blitz ad. I think I've seen it on Reddit like once. But other than that, I mean, I mostly run ad blockers, so. Alright. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? Like, that's why Wargaming is doing that, because Wargaming's marketing department isn't stupid. You know? They're not Tesla. Yet. Probably never will be. But they know how to maximize money, right? They want to maximize the revenue, they don't want to maximize player happiness. Right? Player happiness is sort of like a side effect, right? Where you can gain more revenue by providing happy players. Right? Because a happy player is going to leave a positive review and is going to maybe recommend the game or spend more money, right? But you also don't want to have the players too happy, because if they're too happy, they have no reason to spend any money.
Enemy armor is damaged. The gunner's injured.
Alright. God damn. Why don't you shoot me, Kronvong? Terrible target selection. You see that? That Kronvong, he was turning for the Progetto as I was showing up. So what he could have done is just pivot to me and shoot me. Right? But he didn't, because he's just fixed on the Progetto. Right? And that's how you lose. Right? You have to play with everything in mind that's happening around you, and that's the way you're gonna get good. You know, like for example here, the ground. You don't even need to know how the ground looks here, you just have to understand how to play it, right? If you look at the ground here, you should understand, okay, if I drive up here, if I had third armor, if I drive up here, I'm gonna have a little bit of better chance of getting gun depression, right? And boom, I can get this shot, because if I drive up here, you know, the elevation is bad, but if I drive up there, it's a lot flatter, and I can sort of twist my tank a little bit to get more gun depression. You know, it's like common sense awareness. You don't even need to know the map. You just need to understand how the ground works. Right? Alright. I saw a Blitz out of a police pursuit. What the heck? That's crazy. That's crazy. Donate to Wargaming so might be able to see yes. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I haven't spent money on the game in over a year. It's December 2023. The last time I bought something, I think. So I feel like a recovering alcoholic at this point. You know, where I'm like, Gotta get that 5-year mark. Yeah, donations are called crates. Yeah, that as well. Gambling is just... yeah. Something. I don't think I've been unclear in what I think of Blitz ads. I saw an ad that had a random cat noise. Yeah, I remember those, like in 2023 when they had like makes your dog happy or something like that. You know, like the heck, man. Because this is the fundamental problem of humans, right? Most humans don't give a shit unless it personally affects them, right? So unless you can like make people think they have a personal problem, you're not really gonna sell them a lot most of the time, right? Because if they don't need something and they don't want something, you can bombard them with as many ads as you want to, they're never gonna buy it, right? You essentially have to do the opposite of a psychologist, right? Instead of helping people with their insecurities and problems and downsides, you have to exploit them if you want to advertise well, right? Alright. Oh, and obviously just pick some random influencers to play, you know, be like, hello, gamers. Uh-oh. What? See, here's the thing. With the slightest bit of brain, that Skoda would not be dead right now. Right? Because he yeeted himself into the enemy spawn without any plan of how to get out. If you don't have your exit plan, your entry plan doesn't matter, right? If you don't know how to get out, it don't matter how you get in, right? That's also very important for relationships. If you don't know how to get out, don't get in, right? Because if you don't know, that's 18 years of child support for you. So be careful. All right. Got more chance of winning the jackpot at a local casino than getting the A Phase 1. Yeah, but I have it on the press account, so... And even if I didn't have it... well, didn't have access to it, rather. What the hell do I need it for? It's a slightly weirder M103. I have a love-hate relationship with Blitz. Well... a lot of people do, and that's kind of what Wargaming also wants in a way, because first of all, they're never going to make you entirely happy, because that's impossible. Right? Because if Wargaming would make all the players happy, they wouldn't earn money, or as much money. But it's also, if you're a little bit frustrated, you know, if you're not like, fuck this game. Not like that, but like, really, do I have to do this? Right? If you're just a little bit frustrated, you're gonna spend a lot more money because you can be like, I could play a stock Panther 2. I could play a stock Panther 2 for 3 hours, or I could spend $2.99, buy the free XP and skip it. You know what? I'll buy it and skip it. Boom. There we go. That's microtransactions for you. Right? That eventually turn into megatransactions. It has 4 tracks. That's about it. I mean, the Your tanks also have 4 tracks, but they're different. Think different. See, I don't know what company that claim belongs to. It doesn't really matter. Ah, shit. When the E50M was on some amount of hit points. See, what I'm gonna do now is I know, listen, 50 meters is the detection range, right? So what I'll do is I'll drive on the outside here, fuck me. And I'll switch below him. Right, because that means... Now I can take a shot, check it. Boom. There we go. See, it's just awareness. Think about what the fuck's going on. Now I know I saw the E50M drive up, so guess where he's gonna be? Right there. So yeah. It's pretty much just outthink the enemy and then you're good. Gonna go for the tracks, he's got his stupid thing activated. He's... Now I want to turn him. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you can't fucking win against an E50M, so... Ugh. But yeah. But don't you want a 4-tracked vehicle? Maybe you want to request one. God. Oh. He first one. Very funny. Very funny. What MBT? You mean this waste of space here? I don't have that. Where's the crate thing? You mean this one? I don't have. And you don't need it either. So... Hold on. See? Don't have it. And I lost 1,000 gold. For nothing. Well, for the memes. But, hey, how you doing? Leo. 1. Rhino. Alright. One of the French mediums is 4 tracks. You mean this one? Progetto to range. 46. Nope, not 546. That's a whole different tank. Progetto 546. Start off with the Leopard 1. Here we go. That's my stats, by the way. Let me have a look at my stats. And they're still the exact same. Tier 9, okay. You can't say that. I don't know what it's called, though. Let's put it that way. Alrighty. Oh. Let's see. I mean, I could, Cool. Project Louis. Yeah, that one. It's the Murat -1. Giga Peak. Yup. But here's the thing. You know, since I think 2 years now, I'm always somewhere like 2,900 WN8. I don't have to do anything for it. I can do stuff like this. I'm always gonna end somewhere around like 2,000, but somewhere between 2,800 and 3,000 WN8 with doing nothing. Right? So, what I've been doing, mostly, is trying to find out how shit I can play while still staying within that window. And as it turns out, a lot worse than I imagined. Alright. I'm gonna have the chieftain in my bum soon. Favorite YouTuber also gets that. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Is it Mr. Beast? Not the first time you said that. Yeah, I know. Because it's still true. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead, maybe. Maybe not. Not yet.
Nutzleine und die sind fertig.
Come on. Why you gotta steal that one?
Fahrzeug zerstört.
You're setting me up. If you want to touch kids, just become a priest. Don't become a Blitz YouTuber. You still enjoy going live? Well, the streaming part is fun. The playing part isn't. What's your favorite YouTuber? Mine? Well, that depends, really. In what genre? Because I wouldn't, like, pick one... like, overall. I still play Blitz then. Because I can. And because I said, I'll stop playing Blitz when I run out of premium time, and I haven't run out of premium time yet, so now I'm stuck in hell. And that's the reason why, you know, here's the thing. If you're watching a car crash in slow motion, you're just gonna stay watching it, right? Because it's interesting. Right? That's kind of what Blitz is as well. You know, so the interest to see how it's gonna go bad is higher than the willingness to just give up. I got 1400 days left. Damn. But I only have 200. At some point I had the heck? I had 1,500 days, I think, at some point, but then I never bought any more, and now I'm down to 200. So, God. Well, GG, boys. This is a problem as well if you have an ass team. Well, I'm an ass man. And you will not know that reference unless you watch wrestling. Which you don't, probably. What do we do? There comes a Batchat. That Batchat's dead because he's positioning himself in between everyone. Here's a piece of advice. Don't ever be between the enemies. Right? Like, always have the enemies on one side of yours. So you can actually, like, fight them. You know, like, you see that guy. I know that was a dumb peek right there, but I can allow myself because those two just fired. Right, like, you never want to be between enemies. You always want to have the enemies in your front. Ideally, because that's where your gun is, and that is, most of the time, unless you're French, where your armor is the strongest. So... Mamma mia. I hope I can reload that shot. I can pump two into the leopard. The pata. One. He. There we go. Let's go. I get the scepter for the 7th time. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you want the same tank again? Alright. There still can be one tank requested. Get those time. Yeah, but you also have to make the most of it. I mean, I did 4k damage here. Basically, you have to identify that you are in that team, and then you have to play completely differently, right? If you have a good team that pushes forward, that does something useful, then... You know, you can do it. But if you see that your team is trash, you have to play a lot more passive, like preserve your hit points, play from the back, use your rest of your teammates as meat shields, and you'll do a lot more damage that way in the end, and you're gonna lose. If it's basically a loss, right? Like, if you have 2 dead teammates after a minute, just sit back and relax and try and get as much damage as possible. You know, don't try to win that. The winning part at that point is accidental. But yeah, of course, everyone gets those kind of teams all the time because that's just how Blitz is. Right? But that's what separates a good player from an excellent player. Right? A good player can deal with themselves. Right? They're gonna go out and they're gonna do decent in the fights that they're in. But an excellent player is also gonna understand the fights that they're not in. Right? Everything that's happening around them. You know? So... Also, by the way, I can assume that it doesn't help a lot, but having the mini-map behind the microphone, as I'm looking at it, is probably not the best way to put it. But hey, don't bother me! And this is not an auto-reloader, it seems. Alright, BMP looking ass, yeah. Kinda does look like a BMP. See, now what I'm gonna do is I got that Foch, he's pretty low. If I drive up there, dead, dead, dead. There's an E50M, there's an IS-7. Ain't no way fighting those. Right, so I'm gonna take this passive position here and see what I can get from it. Those two guys are screwed because they're in a 3 versus 2. So the only advantage position that we have is up there. But what I can do is I can... Well, first of all, I gotta get away from the E50M. I gotta go up there. Right, uh-oh. Yeah, I'm dead. So... Yeah. I mean, what I would have had to do is, like, get out, go around there, and then hide behind the Rinoceronte and the VK-90, right, to then shoot the people that... Like, to shoot the enemies that are currently looking at those two guys. Alright, that was a building. Through it goes Hamilton. Yeah. He ain't gonna be world champion with Ferrari, ain't he? So... Right, I can already make the announcement, by the way, that I will probably not be streaming on the 20th of May, because I'll be going to the F1 race in Imola, in Italy. So, yeah. So... 46. There we go. Take pictures. That's the plan. It's the whole damn plan. Can get a Tiger 131. Woo! Go! Use it. 500 gold. Woo! I'm so rich. I'm so damn rich. Ah ha ha. Take a selfie with that guy from Fortnite. Which guy from Fortnite? No, I don't have those kind of tickets. I don't have those kind of tickets. Alright. Like, I spent all my money on camera gear, so now I don't have the money to go anywhere. However, next year, I won't need to buy any camera gear, but I'll have the money to go somewhere. Boom. Pretty much. Maybe casually 1,000. Yep. But yeah. I mean, there's also a like rally, you know, WRC event, sort of close to where I live. I wanted to go there last year, didn't work out quite because I had something else to do, but I'll try to go there this year, because why not? Oh, there we go. Oh, I have a dog shit team, that's great. Excellent. So, enjoy losing. To pay for Lance's damage in a way. Absolutely. Well, I mean, his dad's paying for that. So... Yo. Maybe he's gonna have to pay for Verstappen soon if Red Bull continues to produce a shitbox. Yeah, no. Let's see.
Move out.
20-second reload. Damn. And the Progettos are diddly dingus. Sergey. Can't really switch games into the Gran Turismo thing. Well, the only racing game... Well, I'm playing Forza and Le Mans Ultimate, and I'm playing Le Mans Ultimate not on this PC, so I can't stream that.
Enemy armor is
Oof.
hit.
Le oof. So, another shite team. Because if they can push like that, that pretty much always means that your team didn't take proper positions.
Penetration.
Yep, they did not take proper positions. Hello, there's a FV in your ass. You can shoot that. Jesus Christ, bruv. Jesus Christ! What the hell are you doing, mate? Here comes the viz. 400! Scammed. Psst, Lord. Alright, he's gotta run now. Mate, I'm right here. Staring at you. Why the fuck are you driving straight into my face?
Enemy vehicle
Like,
destroyed.
he could have drove past the Kranwagen and got away, and then, I mean, I would have killed him here, but... The heck? It's a Kranwagina. What? Do I go for the lower plate? Nah, shit.
We've damaged them.
He moved. He moved while the shell was already going. God damn. Alright. Well, I could go up there and see if I can snipe something, but it's probably not gonna happen. I'm probably just gonna die, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Hello. Can I do something here? Here? Come on.
Enemy armor is
Yeah! Let's go. I mean, we're not gonna win this. There's no chance. I can drop a couple more bombs, maybe. With his full space armor. Not on the front! Just on the side. Not in the front. Alright, Nitro. Well, mostly Counter-Strike and Le Mans Ultimate, which is a sim racing game. Hello, peek me. Fuck. You better reload in time, beech. Four, two.
off the track. We're stuck here.
Oh yeah!
Vehicle has had it.
Was that a full damage? Oh, that was definitely full damage. Forza Respect got like 600 hours. I got like 300, I think. Hold on, let me see. I've got 278 in Forza Horizon 5 and 167 in Forza Horizon 4. And 200 in Le Mans Ultimate. Well, 0. What do I do with the ×4 booster? Good, I did like... Nice. I don't know what to say. Oi, do you have a pedal? I have a whole sim racing setup and computer. Yes. Like triple screen, Fanatec wheel. The good stuff. But it's not in this house. And it's a different computer, so I can't stream that. I'd have to upgrade the graphics card because it's 6700 XT. And that don't do playing and streaming. Well. Ever get motion sickness? No. Haven't done that yet. Do you even play games in your free time anymore? Well, yeah, I do. I do. Alright. CS63. V4005. Agony, what the hell? Agony. Is that's Indian Panzer thing on this one? Is that upgraded? Yes, it is. Okay. Magnate. 7. Grill. Hey Bears, you can request something non-shit. I'm so proud of you. You're making great progress. Maybe the fun in that be, well, there is no fun in shitty requests, so I don't know. Yeah, I kind of miss the 640 alpha damage grill, not gonna lie. I definitely miss it. It's a C account, no it's not. I have one, but I can't be bothered equipping 600 tanks. So I only, like on the CC account, I only equip the tanks that I don't have on this one. And then if I ever wanted to make a video about a tank I don't have myself, I'll hop over there and use it. But otherwise, like, yeah. Zara can remember what the grill is. Of course she does. Hey. Hello. How is he not dead? Peeking like that, what the hell? Well, I mean, he's dead. Well, this ain't good. Somehow that didn't turn. Well, I'm gonna... Well, I can't even run away. I'm gonna... Somehow... Yeah, like... How... Wasn't that leopard, like, fully... Okay. See, this is what you have to do in a situation like this. Just run the heck away. And find yourself a spot where you can, like... Like, I can use the tortoise, sort of, to bait and get damage on others. Right, now the 50B is gonna push the 5120. It's gonna obviously clip him, so I can go here and shoot him. I'm gonna watch the grill. Yeah. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh. Tank is mid. It is, yes, it's mid. So it is. So very perfect. Ah? Why? I could be this guy. You know. So don't worry about it. I mean, I have heard that there are YouTubers that love raging about stuff, but I'd rather be normal. Well, this is not going to be fun because it's a big tank. No rage, what's the point? I mean, what is the point of rage? There isn't any. Because if you get mad, you're gonna play worse. And if you play worse, you're gonna get more mad. Alright, Tactical Blitz, how you doing? Welcome.
Enemy armor is damaged.
500-meter shot. Buddy. I mean, I can almost get spotted here. Basically, one thing to remember, the only thing you need to remember in Blitz, if you're at tier 10 and you're more than 300 meters from the enemy, you're not gonna get spotted.
Enemy armor is
Pretty much ever. But if you're closer than 300 meters, then you can get spotted, depending on how terribly the camera rating is. And the important camera rating is not the one while stationary or while moving, the important one is the one while firing. Right? Because you can be stationary or be moving all you want. If you actually want to engage targets, you need to look at the camera rating while firing. Right? That's the one that actually matters, especially if you want to camp in a tank destroyer. I don't know why I am using not adrenaline, but here we are. Okay. Why, mate, you should have moved like an hour ago. Still...
We've damaged them.
Bruv. General Apple. Well. Right. Thou shalt not name that. Hi guys, how you doing? You're ready, beings. For the... Am I ready for the bathtub request, you mean? Hello. Nope, not there anymore. Guess he dipped. Even he, probably even he could guess what I am.
We've damaged them.
Why did he drive forward?
Enemy armor is hit.
Gamer. What a gamer, that guy. Alright.
Enemy armor is hit.
I mean, I could play this a lot more passively. You know, save my hit points and stuff, but... Eh. Find this to be the hardest TD. Well, you just gotta camp. 280. Yeah, but generally, like, if you're 300 meters away, you're not gonna get spotted. Obviously, like a Yak Panzer 100 or 4005 are gonna be somewhat of an exception there because they're large. Large. I want a large cheeseburger. So, in American terms, a tiny one. So. Hello, Tank Man. Only affect yourself. Yeah, well, I mean, it can affect others as well. Because if you just rage in chat, you know, if you tell people to speak English or whatever, in Blitz, where it doesn't matter. In like coordination games like CSGO, it is important because I don't know where whatever that corner is called in Russian is.
Time to roll out.
Alright. 80% moving camo spotting might be... Like, what the hell? Yeah, that's, maybe he had, the good optics. He's got a problem now because I'm behind him, so he can't reverse.
Enemy is hit.
Well, would you look at that? I got the shot. I wonder why. I wonder why I got that shot. Is it luck? Or is it because I sorta know how fast he's going and I sorta know how far I have to peek? Sorta. Tank metal, lead, and bronze. Absolutely, this thing is going to be very healthy for the crew. Right. Gonna be very healthy for the crew. Oh, show his gun. No, we're not gonna win this one. Go away, Smurf. See, the reason I can be there is because I know it's 3 heavies, and thanks, Troy, that are slow-ish, and I'm a medium, so I can like get away from them, and I can go here, and then the rest of my team's still there. Wearing 40T, yeah, but who wants those? In America, it's child size. True. But that's the thing about America. Everything's bigger and better. The problem is, the morons are also bigger and better at being morons. Alright. Wow. Let's go. Yes, my phone has achieved charge. Child size means size of a child. Ah, okay. I see now. That makes sense. Alright. Also, like, half the food additives and stuff that are in there are banned in the EU, so maybe that has something to do with it as well. So hold on, give me some of that yummy bleached chicken. Let's go. Like, I saw a clip of like I don't know what it was. It was some guy of the current idiot administration that said like, oh, our beef is amazing, they won't take our beef. Like, I don't want that. I'd rather eat salad than that. Let's see. Even American salad is probably with too much butter. Alright. That reminds me, I did make mushrooms with butter today. Like those big shroom thingies that... Like you put some butter in the pan, you slap the shroom in the pan, salt and pepper on it. Yeah. Mushroom salt. Nah. Eat more shrooms and fish, people. Eat more shrooms and fish, people. Eat more fish, comma, people. No, don't eat the fish, people. Or do, I don't know. I don't know how they taste. Alright. Basically, if it was invented by anyone living close to or at the Mediterranean, it's probably good food. Mostly. Shrooms making me hallucinate. You're eating the wrong kind of shrooms then. Maybe the right kind of shrooms, depending on what you want to do. Depending on what you want to achieve. It's God! Oh no! God is dead! Nietzsche was right. Wait, was it Nietzsche? I think it was. I'm confusing my philosophers here. But yeah, God is dead. Or the right kind. Depends on what your goal is in the end, that is true. Depend on what you're trying to achieve. There. I don't know as a French if I prefer American beef or the Brazilian one. I'm considering agreement. Yeah, true. Just get local one. It's better. Most of the time. Sometimes. Alright. It's God. It's French is confusing. Oh, don't blame me. Blame French for pronouncing everything wrong. Wow. Frickin' wow. Ow. Ow, my balls! I watched the TV show Kankan History. I've seen clips from it, but I've never, like, seen a whole episode or anything of that, so... But I know the character. I've seen some of the clips. Here's the problem, right? And this is what pisses me off about the news as well in a certain regard. There is gonna be people that believe that to be true. The same, like, when you write a news article and your headline is, for example, I don't know, Musk says cucumbers are fuckable. If you write that as a headline, I think you're doing something wrong because you're not immediately stating that that's false. You know? That's how shit like fascism gets going. You know, you have insane people saying insane things, and the only thing the news is gonna do is insane person says. You know, and then some other insane people, or people interested in insanity, they're gonna be like, oh, that sounds good, I'll believe that. You know, and then fascism happens again. So, haven't tried that for at least 85, well, 80 years. Boom. Alright. Pythagoras, thank you very much for joining. Have a good one. We have a lot of local beef here in pork and sales and all meats. Yeah, you want to have all the meats. Yeah. Philosophy is basically thinking about thinking, which seems like a great waste of time. It pretty much is, yeah. But that is true, though. That is true, though. That is true, though. It's like thousands and thousands of people thinking about finding the true meaning of life just to come to the conclusion, oh, there isn't one. Which just happened to be here accidentally. Alright. We evolving, just backwards. Alright. Conway. ELC BIOS. Elk. I'm thinking about thinking. But I'm not thinking that I'm thinking what I'm not thinking of thinking. 1-4, SP2. Sheridan. Alright. But see, the great thing is, in the end, it doesn't fucking matter what the majority of people think. Because in the end, you can't change reality by thinking something wrong about it. Right? Like, it doesn't matter what, like, flat earthers or anti-vaxxers or whatever think. It doesn't matter because what they think doesn't change what is. The problem is, they think that what they think changes what is. Which sucks. However, at least anti-vaxxers solve themselves. By dying. So, as it turns out, not enough. Alright. Shouldn't have done that. One more people. Yes. One more tank quest. Goth and Goth. Ha! You're just a Goth girl. Get through here. Oh, hello, object.
We've damaged them.
Now, it's Poland Killer 2005. God damn. See, I'm very happy that the Polish military is as strong as it is because, given that the new German fascist party is at 25% already, remember the mustache man got to a maximum of 35 in real elections after the whole thing collapsed. So we're 10% away from the mustache thing. I'm very happy that the Polish army is this time better than the German one. Because you can't do that anymore. So alright. Hello! I do take some most of it. I just lot in black, most of my hands are blast. With like, do you like trains? What's your favorite type of train? Alright. One more tank can be requested. Well, that's pretty nice battle. Pretty nice battle. Pretty nice battle. Not so bad at all. That's not so bad at all. Seven 5-2. Oh, like gaming, how you doing? Tier 7 and above. Tier 7 and above. How you doing? Oh, okay. We're doing tier 7 and higher, because I don't want to see a club. That's unfair. I didn't even get spotted, lol. It's hilarious. I mean, it's 300 meters. Aye. Of course, in the trains... French TV. I mean, some stereotypes are just true. So... Yeah, this stream is pay to suffer. You get the good tank. You can request the good tanks for free, but the bad ones aren't free. Because I want to have fun too, somewhat. Come here, everybody's gonna die to the Titan. KV2 is gonna die. Shoot the nightmare. How do I know that before I can see him? Well... Oh, Savage, how you doing? Dead. Hello, Ren. Welcome. Boom. Very carefully, I'm gonna go around the back. We have a list right there. And gonna fill up, we fill up the list of 5 tanks, and then we'll make a new list of 5 tanks. So we currently have 5. So you may request more once I've played to the 752. I'm trying to learn the race the R8. I forgot how to drive this. There it goes. Oh. For a second I was like, why are you trying to race a camera? And I'm like, oh wait, it's a car too. Hi Andy. Baby, I'm a firework. Hope you're as well. I am, yes, but I'm trying to learn the Bentley. What Bentley? What you playing? The only Bentley I approve of is the Speed 8. All right, 114 SP. Okay, GT. The boat. What you playing? ACC or something? I think. I remember you playing something like that. Not sure though. Oh no. Was you the race room guy? Yeah, the race room. I would have gotten there. But I definitely recommend Le Mans Ultimate because it is a great game. Unfortunately, I haven't played it in about 3 weeks, which is sad. But because it's Easter soon, I will have the entirety of Thursday to do some racing. Yeah! I mean, with the entirety of Thursday, I mean, do 2 races, sit around because it's quite stressful, and then do another race 2 hours later. Alright. It's China. Tank. The grill. What the grill doing? What the grill doing? Why do some people just like have an aneurysm and they just YOLO into the entire enemy team? Like that. Hi Vixie, how you doing? Wait, well, I'm not playing the M2 light, so you ain't late. Alright. Average Blitz player. I mean, he's level 38 as well, you know, and that explains it. Because, like, here's the thing about the levels, right? You have to both be dedicated enough to a tank, so you have to have some sort of obsession with a tank, to get to like high levels above 20, 30. And you also have to be insane, right? You're gonna be obsessed with a tank, play it a lot, like 500 and 600 battles at the minimum, and you also have to be insane enough to waste your credits on a vehicle like that. Finger cramp. I very much doubt it. I mean, it could be a bad connection, but he didn't drive straight, so it's definitely not that. Or like drive in a circle, right? Because if you lose connection, the tank's just gonna continue to go where you last pointed it. It's not gonna swerve. And it did. People with the most levels are usually the worst players. That is very much true. God damn, that was a nice shot. Now, do I recommend this tank? No. It was kind of funny, the Karo 45T was in the auction today and it sold out like instantly. Which, I don't get the hype over the Karo. It's a inferior Progetto. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense. Hello. Not doing much so far. E100 from Temu. Temu 100. Don't buy from Temu. I never did. Counter reaction to 15,000 gold for tier 7. Which one? I mean, this one's 10k. Which one was 15k? Oh, this. Oh, what the bollocks? Okay, I haven't. Anyone that paid 15k the gold for that is how do we put that? Yeah. Drumpf level dumb. It's probably a way to put it. Alright, Velox. Kara feels really good. Well, you can feel all you want, but... See, this is the thing. If you like a tank, and you feel good with that tank, that doesn't automatically make the tank good. But a lot of people think that's how it works. Right? Like, you can like a good tank, and you can like a terrible tank. But one's still good and the other one's still terrible. So... 1,600 troll armor. The mobility is significantly worse than that of the Progetto. The armor is pretty wide on the turret, so if you shoot at it straight, you're gonna pen it anyway. If it's hull down, you can just pen it with premium ammo. Reverse speed. If you find yourself in a position where you hit your reverse speed, you're in the wrong position. Because, let me demonstrate. Reverse speed doesn't fundamentally matter as long as it's like 10 kilometers an hour or more. Because here's the thing. Let's imagine I'm peaking here, right? I'm peaking here. I'm peaking, and now I'm driving back. Right? I'm peaking like this. Here's my gun. I hit 14. And when I hit 14 kilometers an hour, I was already behind cover. Right? So, if you peak too far, sure, the reverse speed's gonna help. But if you peak correctly, you're not gonna hit those high numbers of reverse speed by the time you're in cover anyway. So, reverse speed's one of those things, like, it's like HE penetration on your other, like the IO-251, for example. It doesn't make the tank necessarily much better, but it's nice to have anyway. Didn't Lightbringer free so much. Well, it was some kind of event tank. It's not worth it, you know. It's not really, you know, because like if you result yourself to listing reverse speed as a characteristic why a tank is good, then a tank's not good. So, like, that's the thing. I'm not denying anyone's ability to like a tank, but it is very important to tell the difference between I think this tank is good and this tank is statistically good. Right? Like, it actually performs well. So, and sure, you can go on to, like, I don't know, Blitz Stars or whatever. Let's do that. Let me have a look. For the sake, Kuro 45T. Slap the no, that's the wrong Progetto. So the difference, the Kuro has 52% win rate, and the Kuro has 52%, and the Progetto has 51%. Now remember, Progetto is a free tank, the Kuro is a premium. There is fundamentally no player performance difference. However, if we look at the E50M, it's at 57. That is a difference. Meanwhile, the 62A, but the 62A, for example, it's a great tank, but it somehow has worse win rate than all of them. How? Because factually, a 1% difference doesn't matter at all. Right? Whether a tank is 50% win rate or 51% or 52%, it doesn't make a fucking difference. But when you go from 50 to 57, it's a fucking difference. So, the majority of Blitz tanks are in the same realm of performance, right? Where it's up to you whether you like a tank or you don't like a tank, or you're good in a tank or you're not good in a tank, where it's going to matter more than how the tank actually performs. Right? Because let's say the great example was the WZ-113, like the tier 10 Chinese one. People said it's OP for a long time. Right, I don't know if they nerfed it or not, but basically, I never played it because I don't like tank destroyers. So it doesn't matter to me whether that thing's good or not. The only thing that matters to me is, okay, I'm playing a different tank. People say that one's good, so if I play against that, I gotta be a little bit more careful. Right? But I have no intention of playing a vehicle just because it's better. Right? I want to play a tank that I like, that fits with the way I want to play. Right? And that's the case for everyone. Like, if you like the Progetto, you're probably gonna like the Kuro as well, somewhat. I mean, it is slower, the guns, It has more alpha damage, I think, by like 30, which, again, definitely makes a difference. So, not. Because that's another thing, like, people think that a 10 alpha damage difference is gonna make a difference. For, like, the statistics of thousands of players and thousands of battles, it might. But in your individual situation, in that one battle you're just playing, it doesn't matter fuck all. Alright. Let's see. Drop a like, thank you. But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of subjective value in tanks as well, right? If you're told that the Kuro's really good, and you don't have the Kuro, you're gonna get the Kuro because you think it's really good. And then you play it, and then you're like, huh, fat Progetto. Okay. Or you're gonna be like, oh my god, this tank's amazing! Either could happen. For me, it's, oh, fat Progetto. I'll clean out this side first. Time for some cleaning. Now the Rhinoceronte, because I can... Like, the Rhinoceronte is focusing on the VK, so I can drive around this house. I'm going to reload right as I get behind the house. Here. All the way out. There we go. There's my house. Because now, I can use this house, and that VK can do his thing. And also, I'm shielded from the E100 right here as well. See that? Because if I stayed at that house, that's not the house I want to be at. I want to be at this house. It's further away. Now the E100 is going to do something dumb. Yep. You can already see it, like, the way people play. Right? But they're going to do something stupid. Okay, reload, because I need more than 17 seconds to get there. This thing I was thinking about the Quetzal. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, tier 8, tier 7 specialty vehicles that cost entirely too much gold and are worth basically nothing. They're worth what you believe their aesthetics are good for, right? It's like diamonds, you know? Like, people think that diamonds are worth something because they're told that diamonds are worth something, even though you can make industrial diamonds for, like, pennies, right? And diamonds can be just made poof, like that. But people think it's worth something, right? Because of the child labor. Now, I'm not assuming that Wargaming is using child labor to make these tanks. Of course not. But it's sort of the same thing, you know? It's worth something because you believe it's worth something. Not because it's actually worth something. Alright, another round of tank rest. Let's go. Just better free to play. Yeah, but that's another thing, you know? If you compare two vehicles' win rates, for example, they have to have the same requirements, right? Because if you have one tank that's a tech tree and the other one's that's a premium, you can't compare that, right? If you have one tank that's been given away for free and one tank that's in crates, you can't compare that. So don't read too much into statistics, focus more on ranges, right? Don't, like, this thing has 2,000, somewhere between 2,100 and 2,300 DPM, I think. At 2,400, a little bit of, yep. I'm using the calibrator, that's why. So it's got somewhere around that kind of level of DPM, right? This thing's got, like, what, 3... It had 3.2 at one point, but I think it got nerfed, so it's got less now. Yeah, 2.8, there you go. So this thing's got 4K DPM, somewhere like that. Right, there you go, 3.9. It's like 2.1, 2.2. There you go. Let me guess. I know, this... Whatever. Anyway, you're not missing much by the Quetzal, no. You don't need to know the exact numbers. You just need to know which ranges it's in. You can't request stock tax. Object to 60. You know, even, I don't know, even if you ask, like, if you asked Peter or Fatness, what is the penetration value of that tank, they'd be like, huh? I assume. Because you don't need to know. You don't need to know the numbers, you just need to know where it is in relation to everything else. The rocket knows where it is by knowing where it isn't. Like this thing. It's got a pretty good gun, but ass mobility. And obviously no turret, so locked. It also has that cupola on top, so if you're in a hull down position, you can't be because you're gonna get shot in the cupola. Right, that cupola is also angled backwards, which means it's not gonna have a lot of armor. Right, and yeah, you just basically have to play this thing pretty passively based on those things. I have no idea what the alpha damage is, what the power to weight ratio is, what the penetration is. Sort of like, but I know where it has to be. So, there we go. gonna stay here. 8-second reload. Let me guess. 280 alpha, something like that. Probably should hit the shot, maybe. Why would you do that? No stock tank. Of course I'm not gonna play stock tanks. Didn't invest a shitload of money into this game to then play stock tanks. Alright. Alright. What armor do I have? Well, none. What was that? I have no idea. It's probably gonna... yeah. It's a Stug. The Germans could have won if they just built more... bleh. It's crazy. It is. We live in terrible times. I mean, I watched a documentary about a certain mustached Austrian recently, and the comments were full of like, yeah, Stalin was worse, and America bad, so he... It's like the fucking wrong people reproduced. It's insane. But obviously it's a YouTube comment section, so they're obviously on some kind of drugs anyway, but it is crazy how much you can see in terms of terrible people on the internet. Alright, where the hell did we go? It's freaking crazy. No, the Tiger would have also not won the damn war. Alright. Obviously, I mean, I don't need to tell you that the Dicker Max wouldn't have won, of course. M6 Yo as well. Third class for me. Look at me. So what is the actual alpha damage of this thing? 310. There you go. Like, how could I have guessed that? Duh. Alright. Yo. I don't know if it has the 2-shot. I'll just assume it does. Quetzal. Well.
Let's get this show on the road.
It does have the 2-shot. Lucky you. Okay, now what do we want to do? Map control. Exactly. The most important thing, map control. If you control the map, you control the game. If you control the enemy, you control everything. Right? If you choose the battlefield. If you choose the battlefield, you can choose the engagement. If you can choose the engagement, you can make the enemy lose. Faster. There we go. Go, E50. Go. Catch him. There is no possible way on this planet that an E50M is going to lose that fight. Right? There's no way that he can lose that. Right? I hit the one damn part of his armor that actually is armor. Shit. Still there. Of course he is. You're very intelligent, IS-8. You're very intelligent. Because you just traded one shot for 900 damage. Poor little guy. Not really, but still, poor little guy. Poor little guy. What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Chat, what are you thinking about? I am sinking under the water. Enemy destroyed! Okay, now obviously, a terrible player would run in there. But I don't. Because, in a situation like this, where you're down 2 tanks, what do? You make use of what is happening. Right, obviously I'm still reloading, which is not great. But, if the grill goes, I can take the grill. Now what do we want to do here? Grill's getting shot at. What do we want to do here is I want to focus on the Horrors. Okay, how you doing? I want to focus on the Horrors, or isolate the KPZ at a distance. Because the problem is, I can't clip the KPZ. So I don't want to get the KPZ close to me. Because if the KPZ gets close to me, I have a fucking problem because I got 20-second clip reload. Now, if they are smart, the Horrors are obviously platooned, so they're going to play together. Probably. So, there they are. Well, there's one Horror. The E50M has also made a big mistake by getting into the city rather than playing the field. I don't have the Tiger Mouse. And you shouldn't have it either. There he is. So what I have to do now, because I'm dead, like there's no way to win this, but I'm gonna have to kill this guy. Doesn't matter. Just have to hit the next 2. I mean, the problem is I can't fight this guy because he probably knows there's gonna be a Horror and a grill behind me soon. So I can't peek up there. Just have to make him do something dumb, like come down into the hole with me. Right here. Which is how he's gonna get himself killed. There we go. I don't have a driver for 50 seconds, which is pretty bad, because that means I can't escape from anyone, especially not the grill. And there we go, just got shot. Now, the chance of winning this is 0. Boom. So now that's a tier 6. Concept 1B. Oh, well, 4k damage anyway. But see, team, not great. You play at a distance. You use the space to your advantage. Right? Use the space to your advantage. Because time is armor. How do I mean that? If the enemy has to drive towards you, right? You can shoot at them. But if they want to shoot back, they have to stop. And then keep going. By the time they arrive at you, you already put 2 shots into them. Right? So you can gain yourself pseudo hit points by them being further away and them having to close the distance to you. If they're already near you, well, guess what? They're going to reload and shoot you. And you are too. However, if they have to get to you, you can make use of that, get a couple extra shots in, and die with dignity. Right? So if you're in a situation like this where you have a bad team and it's falling apart, don't rush in, don't try to fight, get as much distance as possible, and then hope that they rush at you one by one by one. Then you can win that, right? Because you never want to fight multiple tanks at the same time if you can avoid it, right? You always want to just fight one guy, beat that guy, and then go on to the next guy, right? This ain't no gangbang. You're not getting off that way. Well, you're getting off to the garage that way. Best map for 260. I mean, there is no good map for the 260 because it's a 260. Alright. It's the soy boy of Soviet heavies. Large and weak. I'm scared of my brain sometimes. I don't know what's in there. Alright. This is a really weird setup here. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can just push that. Take the space. I mean, if you can take space, take space. Because space is cool. If the E100 goes back... Like, those guys can't shoot me. I mean, the Leopard can if he peeks up. But, well, he can't because the Leopard is holding it. Right, so now these two guys have a problem. So I can shoot them if they go down, and Leopard and the other guy can shoot them if they go up. So they have to run. This guy behind them. HE. Up the bum. There we go. Now, should we kill the Leopard or focus on the Karo? Leopard could be of interest, but not really. Now, so what do I do? Got two guys over there. E100 is not a problem because I can fight the Karo without the E100 looking at me. Right? I never want to be in a position where another enemy, by the way, if you ram people, you can track them. That's very useful. You never want to be in a position where you can get third-partied. Right? You're fighting one guy and another enemy can shoot at you while you're fighting that one guy. You don't want to have that happen. Right? I don't want that E100 to be able to shoot at me while I shoot at the Kranvag. Right? So I want to position myself in a way where I can take shots of the Kranvag, but the E100 can't take shots of me. And ideally, if I play it really well, and the Kranvag is looking the wrong way, the Kranvag can't take shots at me either. Which is why I'm not going to jump through, because those two guys are getting pounded anyway. And I'm going to have a look at this Kranvag right here. I'm going to go behind the rock. Right, because the other two guys are getting pounded and not getting any damage. Can't do that, though. So now I'm behind the rock, and that Kranvag can't engage me because there's the Leopard still there. So he's trying to engage the Leopard, and I can shoot him in the ass because I'm behind him. And now here comes the Grill. I'm still full HP. That guy's 870. He's never going to win this. So all I'm going to have to do is try and get more shots into him before the Grill finishes him off. And since he's giving me his ass, there you go. 5k damage. Bleh. Did I do anything? No. $5.3k is an ace. That tells you everything you need to know about this vehicle and how good it is. It's not. All right. Concert 1B. Concert 1B. My name is Mikhail Jackson. I am from Soviet Union. All right. It's kind of funny finding out that the Soviet Union was powerful despite Russia, not because of it. Now we're gonna take space. Right, that E100, that E50M tried to push himself into my space. I don't want him to have space. I want to have the space. The more space I have, the more map control I have, the more I can work with, the more I can move to different positions, the more I can... do. Alright, well, let's have a good one. I do have to quit what be happy. That's the whole point. You only live once. It doesn't fundamentally matter what you do and how you do it. Because at the end, the sun's gonna explode anyway. So, do what makes you happy and don't be a dick. That's all. And to me, there's only two types of people. Assholes and not assholes. That Kranvagn is an asshole. Currently. Status can change depending on actions. Like, here's the thing. If you have one of, if not the best, hull down tier 10 in the game, and you play it in a fucking city, then, excuse me, what the salami fried fuck are you doing? Like, what is wrong with you? At that point. Okay. Wait, how do... Huh? How much damage do I have? Why the fuck do I have 4k damage? How did that happen? Okay. I guess. I'll take it. Ow. Ow. How the heck did that happen? Didn't even do anything yet. Didn't even do diddly dick yet. Uh-oh. Okay, that's interesting battle here. Six. How? What am I? I'm not doing anything. Track. Give me that juicy assistance damage as well. Jesus Christ. All right. See, this is why I don't like Blitz. It's too easy. Nah, I don't think this is an ace, to be honest. It's probably first. Oh, it is, okay. Lol. Okay. Two aces in a row. 69. I guess I'm good at this game. And that's kind of a shame, because that makes it boring. God damn. God damn, son. What the hell happening? Gonna do with those replays? I don't know, maybe turn them into a video. Might as well. Who knows? The problem is I already said everything. You know, all the things that I'm talking about now, how to play, how to position... I already said that 5 times! At least, every single time. Because it's always the same, right? It's always the same basic... The basic idea of Blitz is that you're aware of all of your surroundings at all times. That's it. Like, you know everything that's happening around you. You know how the players work. You know how they play. You know what they play. How the maps work. Where they play. Right? How they move. Where they move. Where they can go. Where they can be in 20 seconds, 30 seconds. For example. Where someone could be. Right? All those kind of things. It's just know everything. That's the core of Blitz. Just know everything. If you understand how a battle flows, where you need to go, how you need to react to certain things happening, for example, that E50M pushing up means I gotta go back a little, because if the other guy pushes with him, they're gonna sort of overwhelm us here. We got the KPZ playing wedge, the FV is running away, which means that this KPZ is gonna flank from behind, which means I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, because the Yor's coming. Now, the E50M is gonna get slaughtered. Probably, but I can make use of his soon-to-be corpse by peeking here, but I can't do that too long because the KPZ and the Leopard are really fast mediums, which means if they kill the E50M, they can immediately pivot and kill me, so I have to get up here and change my position. Now we know that there's dead. The only 4 guys are left that are down there. The only route they can escape is here, so I want to be behind the Batchat. Focus on the Rhino because it's easy to shoot here because the KPZ's obviously all the way down there. He would be the easiest target, but I don't want to focus on that. So I'm going to take the Rhinoceronte. I could take a shot from him, sort of. And now I want to focus on this guy because he can. At the time, he's going to reload. By the time I peek him, I'm going to yank this guy. And now I'm going to have to wait because the Rhinoceronte is looking at me. I'm going to peek him anyway because I'm crazy. There we go. Just peeked him. I'm gonna watch for the Yor. Is the Yor gonna peek? Don't know. Rhinoceronte is looking away. I can peek the Rhinoceronte. The Yor's not looking, so I can peek the Yor if he's driving backwards. Right, so I can peek this guy right here. Rhino's not looking, now he's coming down, gonna go up. Rhino's not looking again, because he just fired, can take a shot, here we go, boom. Boring! 4K. Let's drive. If you're trying to win today. No, I'm not, but that's sort of how it works. You know, and this is why I don't like what I'm saying, what I'm playing. I don't play like that 90% of the time because it's fucking boring. Right? It's like one of those math guys just doing math all day. It's just fucking boring. You know, you need some hype, you know. You need to do something stupid to feel alive. All right. Now, what's the time? Well, yes, last round of tank requests for today because I gotta get up early again tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's gonna be for the next 3 weeks. Streams are gonna be a little bit shorter, but then they'll be 3 hours again. But let's see. All right, let's go. I'm curious what CDU and SPD are gonna do. They're gonna fail miserably. Then the AFD is gonna have 30%. Then next time it's either gonna be CDU and AFD, or it's gonna need CDU, SPD, and Greens. And the CDU would rather bow to Nazis than talk to the Greens, so we're fucked. WA 5. What's the WA 5? Yes. Wazza 5. Yeah, I mean, there is gonna be if election cycles go as regular, there is gonna be election in 2033, just in time for the 100 years of Nazis round 1. It might be time for Nazis round 2. So sad. Mouse tank. Don't have that. Don't have that. Alright, 2 more tanks can be requested today. It is a collision of videos. No, not even worse. Yes, because the Greens have this thing sometimes called a spine. Sometimes. And that doesn't compute with the CDU and large parts of the SPD as well, because they don't know what the fuck a spine is. You know, they're like, listen, we're gonna do nothing and you're gonna like it. Okay, by the way, here's 10 billion for old people. Have fun. Because that's what Germany needs. That's what Germany needs. Pumping money into old people that got us into this fucking mess to begin with. You know? Like, nobody should be poor when they're old. But, let's be real here. The people that are gonna retire now are the people that got us into this shit in the first place. So, we should focus on the future instead of rewarding the past that has fucked up like this. Yeah, someone gets 12%. Yeah, because extremes are getting more popular. Obviously, you can't compare the left to the AFD, right? Because the extreme of Die Linke is nothing comparable to the AFD. Because basically, on the one side, it's like everyone. The left is like, we need to abolish billionaires. Right? And then the right extreme is like, let's try concentration camps again, shall we? Basically. There is still a... Well, both approaches are sort of extreme for what we currently have. One of them could actually work, and the other one's shit. So... yeah. I mean, I wouldn't vote for either because they suck off Putin, and I don't like submissive bitches. Politically speaking. Alright. Where do we go? Extremism's not good at all. Moderation! Everything in moderation. including moderation. But yeah. But you know, it's like, the problem is people trying to pretend like AFD and Link is the same type of extremism when, yeah, it's not. It's not. It's kind of the problem. The KPD was banned like 1950. That would be comparable-ish, but still not. Alright. I mean, if you look at the statistics of politically motivated hate crime, 70% of it is right-wing extremism. Yeah. Alright. Rip reload time. What the fuck do I need a loader for? Welcome back, Oath. You can request the last tank, because there's one tank that can be still requested for today. Okay. But yeah. I mean, any form of extremism is really terrible. I mean, if you look at, like, Pol Pot, you know, don't work. German back voting for Nazis and communists. Die Linke aren't communists. They're very far from it. But yes. Alright. Which is kind of the funniest part about that whole thing. You know, East Germany, right? East Germany was supposedly socialist. It wasn't. So, because here's the problem. End stage socialism, capitalism never works because it would require everyone to not have any greed. That's impossible. So it never works. Capitalism works because of greed. Right, and obviously, if you don't limit that, it's gonna kill everything. It's like politics is like that slight balance between, if you look at biology, if you look at evolution, right? If you have cell growth, cell mutation, that is necessary. Because if no cells grow, you're dead. However, if the cells grow too fast and they make mistakes, you got cancer. Right? So you need that perfect medium where you're constantly moving forward, you're evolving, right? But you're not doing it in a way where you're killing yourself. Right? I see them as very far left. But they are far left, yes, but that's not communism. Like, far left doesn't equal communism. In that case. Alright. Why do they vote such extreme parties? Because the central parties are doing fuck all to solve anything. Which is kind of the problem of central parties. They don't do anything. Right? I mean, ideally, for society to get better as time continues, you would want to be somewhat slightly left of center for a prolonged amount of time. Right? Because then you basically have a society where everyone's fine, but you're not locking people into gulags. You know? Because, unfortunately, a lot of modern conservative ideas boil down to, listen, if we take enough people, if we take enough rights from trans people, everything's gonna magically improve. The fuck? That's not how anything works. Have you ever... Think of a country as a plant. Have you ever improved the condition of a plant by taking away its water, its soil, its light? Huh? You don't improve people's lives by taking from them. Unless it's a billionaire, because you're improving the billionaire's life by taking their money, because then they can be noble. Don't believe anyone earns $1 billion. No, you cannot earn $1 billion. You can earn like 10, 15 maybe, right? If you work as like the CEO of a startup, right? If you found a new company and you have a revolutionary idea and you work really hard to bring a new product, and then boom, right? Then you can earn that, basically. But once you reach a certain level, it's no longer you earning the money, it's the people that work for you earning that, like, the money, the people that work for you create the value, and you just take it. Right? That's how that works. But hey, we live in a society where people think, and this is the big problem with America, right? Because a lot of people don't see themselves as poor. They see themselves as temporarily poor. You know, one day they're gonna be a millionaire, right? Because they're delusional, American dream, blah, blah, blah. So they think that by making lives easier for rich people, they're gonna have an easier life when they're rich one day. Obviously, they never will be. But they're delusional, because American education is ass. Take an example of the French LFI. For left morons that act like almost dictatorial fashion. Yeah, like if you go too far either way, it's not good. You know, like... But here's the thing, like, in Germany, if you look at, like, you could tolerate Die Linke in a government. But if you have the AfD in a government, everything goes to shit. You know, because Die Linke at least fundamentally accepts that people are people, no matter what color or orientation. Right? And that you don't help, in 99% of cases, you don't help someone by taking something from them. Right? And in the case of billionaires, you're not taking something from them. It's like a guy stealing your bike and you stealing your bike back. Right? You're not taking anything from that guy. You're just returning things to usual. Right? But in 99% of cases, you do not improve anyone's life by taking something from them. Right? That doesn't work. A lot of, like, social programs, medical programs, they actually improve people's lives and help them find work. And stay in work. Right? And make it better. That is why the current best model we have is the so-called Nordic model. Right? It's not perfect, has its flaws, but it's the best one we currently have. So, it basically maximize capitalism, but use that capitalism to fund social programs. Right? Some of the highest tax rates in the world, happiest people in the world. Why? Because the taxes are invested into the people, into the infrastructure, into education, into the things that actually matter. Right? Because after you've reached, like, I don't know, 50 to 100 million, your life's not going to improve from that. Like, once you have 100 million to your name, you have to be incredibly stupid to lose that. If you invest half of that into the stock market, most of the time, you're going to get enough dividends to fucking pay 7 wages. Over. God damn. There will never be a perfect party. Of course there won't be. You always pick the least worst. You always pick the least worst. Remember that. Is it old people, never left to be rich people? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's hope that FTP is gonna die. And I'm very happy that the BSW, which is like all those people of Die Linke that sucked, they made a new party that is led by a woman that hates America because she blames America for her dad disappearing in Iran during the revolution. And she loves Putin a lot. I'm very happy that that party didn't get into parliament, right? Because that would be another ass party to deal with. Because right now, we have one shit party and one, well, they're there party. Two shit parties is not fun. It's not fun. It's never fun. You don't want that. It's like having diarrhea and a headache. It's not fun. You wouldn't wish that upon anyone. I don't know, maybe a sadistic and you do, I don't know. Charlotte 9.7. Yep. I can't with German. FTV, French acronym for son of a bitch. Yeah. They lost by 0.03%. Which is just beautiful. And now, that party has one democratically elected office, right, in East Germany. That party currently holds one democratically elected office. The party leader, you know, the Putin-loving, America-hating person, wants to get rid of her. Right? The only democratically fairly elected office that party holds, and their leader wants to get rid of that person. That already tells you everything. So, yeah. Lovely, innit? Okay, E100. See, this is the problem. I got 2 aces in a row. I started getting bored. Politics. Come here. God damn it. Owie, wowie. There's 2 aces. The E, the 260 and the Concert 1B in a row. Like straight in a row. Okay. Then I gave up again. Alright. Don't care about that. Mamma mia. Ay, ay, ay. How the heck did that one hit? Okay. Map control. Awareness. Guys. Use your brain. Otherwise you die. Don't be stupid. .6. Not great, not terrible. Three Röntgen. Not great, not terrible. Something like that. If you haven't watched Chernobyl yet, highly recommend it. Amazing series. Kind of creepy at some points, but definitely worth watching. It is epic. Alright. But, you know, Goth, in the case of the FTP, I think that fits. That the French have a point there. Pretty good one. French have a pretty good point there. Alright, where do we go? There's nothing going on here, so I'm gonna go into the middle, like... It's gonna dive as well. I'll wait for him. Why is it foggy, by the way? Why is it foggy down there? Is that bird flying, or is it just stationary? No, it's actually flying. Would have been hella funny if it just stood there in the air. But it's not even moving its wings, so cheap. LOL. Alright. I'll just send the cuck shell. I shall send the cuck shell. And then wait for the reload now. Should be just fine. Justefine. 3, 2, 1. Die! Okay. Well, I gotta reload the 2 shots and then... The KPZ's kind of the problem because he's annoying. He's gonna be really annoying up there. But I can just... Hello. Should be fine. It's a moose. Why is that dude not shooting me? Where are you, KPZ? Where are you? Is he hiding? Seems to be. Seems to be hiding. Well, let's get some cap points. I never cap, so my cap point ratio is probably really terrible. Let's do something for a meaningless statistic. It's gonna die way before I cap anyway. Hello. God damn, boy! And okay, there we go. Some free points right there. Nice. And now the AMX 50-120. Are you ready, Goth? Are you ready? Oh, tier 10 battle. And 2 level 50s. Whew. Kind of interesting. See, I prefer Wreckfest in terms of the player names. Because Blitz players always have terrible player names. They're bad at naming themselves. Wreckfest, names are funny. They're funny people. That's why Germans aren't funny. Because we killed all the funny people. Yes, that's a Robin Williams joke. I know. So, let's see. Oh, hello. Fucking gun depression. Oh. That's a grill. You're seeing that? Okay. Are you seeing that, guys? Well, I mean, he's 1 year old, so who can blame him, really? But the heck? Defend the... Okay, let's see what the C-100 does if he moves. I'm curious. New rule, don't kill any people. Absolutely. Nope, look at that. He's trying to side scrape. Boom! Ay, caramba! You gotta kill. He got a kill. What is he looking at? There's nobody there. The anime girl's gotta fix it. Or no. God damn! Bro went all suicide bomber right there. Oh wait, you can't say that word on YouTube. Self removal from existence. Bomber. Wow, he is somehow shittier than me. That was it's pretty difficult to be worse than me, to be honest. So congrats to that, buddy. Alright, let's go. This is the most important battle of the week. And don't forget to hit the like button for the M2 light. If you haven't already. How well have I done? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time for the M2 Lite. Let's go. Now, as you know, I will be streaming a different game on Friday, and I will be doing Blitz again next Tuesday. So until then, let's get a good M2 Lite game right now. Hopefully. Also, didn't they announce the 5060 today? I think it still has 8 gigs of VRAM, right? What the fuck? What the balls? That is just insane. That is just insane. Jeez. I got an email. The heck? Fucking hell. Alright. It's time for the M2 Lite, but is the matchmaker gonna allow the time for the M2 Lite? That's the question right now. Ooh, Dark Matter uploaded a new video. Check that out. Who was it that asked me what my favorite YouTuber is? Two minutes 40. Bit of a shame. There was 7 people in the queue, 9 people in tier 3, so. Eight and 5. Still not 14. Alright. Nine and 3. 10 and 3 is that's 13. 13 is gonna be here on Friday. But we don't have enough players. Come on. I got a game in like 2 minutes last time. So, it's a bit of a shame. Nobody want to play today. Seemingly. So just 12. 11. 9. I mean, I kind of do get why Wargaming is getting rid of the lower tiers, because like nobody's ever playing them, especially tier 1 and 2. But it's still a shame that the I mean, it only happened because of update 5.5, where they killed lower tiers in general, right, and made most of them useless and unplayable, right? Because there's 8 tech trees and 25 collectors. If all these would still be in the freaking tech tree, I mean, not all of them were tech tree, like the 2J wasn't, the Locust wasn't, the S38, the Constructed, like half of these, there would be twice as many low tier tech tree tanks if they wouldn't have fucked up the low tier tree. And World Tanks PC did the same a couple of years later, so yeah. Hmm. Alright. Well, unfortunately no M2 light, but M3 light always works. Ugh. We got a frickin' camper. Okay. It's not cool, because that means I can't do anything. Well, I can do something. Because now I know both Hetzers are at the bottom of the hole. So I can peek here. Take a shot. Ayo, the 14 TP AFK. I can shoot the AFK dude. For free. Should probably shoot the Hetzer instead, though. Because the Hetzer's actually healthy. Gotta be careful with that, though. I have patience, buddy. Do you? He's unspotted. He's probably still staring at me. He's got nothing better to do. Now he's turned. Another 14 TP. Can peek him without the Hetzer finding me. If he drives past the Hetzer, then I've got el problemo. It's missed. Boom. Okay, there we go. Got the Hetzers down there. I don't know where the fourth guy is. That is the Valentine. I have no idea where the Valentine is. But maybe he's AFK. Hello, Strive. I mean, you have the best tank now. Oh, lol. Dude, he was sitting in the bush the entire time. And didn't shoot me a single time. Despite, like, having a clear shot. Multiple times. Gee! What you up to? Reverse. Come on. Come on, boy, reverse. How the heck did that hit him? Okay, 825. That could be sufficient. 825 could be sufficient if I get another kill, and I do. Ha. Get predicted, beach. Damn. That is disappointing. 31 first classes. 16 aces. Got baited, yep. I think everyone got baited. That was a nice game with a lot of damage, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and well, I hope you enjoyed. Because I will be back in well, a week on Friday. But yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining. And as always, stay safe. Don't die. Goodbye.